And welcome to the lecture on creating database and table. So let's create a database and then we'll create a table and we'll insert some row in the table. Okay, so first thing, you go to database, okay, and then you enter some name of your database. So I'm saying, say, school DB, okay, and I'm going to create the database. So once you click that database, you actually went to create a table. Now you can come back, right? You are here, then you can do a table creation now. Okay, how many rows? We'll say 2 rows, and I'm going to say table school and say go. Okay, you see here I have created a database, and then in the database I have a table, right? And now it's asking me what are your column names. So column name is, I can say, int and varchar. So int is integer, so I want it to be integer. Then I want it to be name. Okay, the default length could be 100, right? And I can click on save here, then you can see the table will be appearing here. Okay, the table is here, so I have my database, I have my table, and inside my table I can add the data now. Okay, how I'm gonna add it? You can go to insert and do it. Okay, you can go to insert and you can say my value is 1, as John Smith, is 2, is Jane. So I can just go and say go, and then these 2 rows will be inserted, right? And how to view them? Just click on the table and you can see the data is being inserted. Okay, so a couple of things here. If you are doing this for the first time, you understand the concept, right? The database holds tables, collection of tables is database. And if you look at here, the table is inside the database. The first thing we did is we created a database, and inside the database we have something called as table. And for each table we have defined the field names, ID and the name. Okay, and for each field names we have inserted some rows. If you want to insert more data in it, you go to insert and keep adding the data. Okay, you can say 3, and you can say Jim, you can say go, and that data will be inserted. So when you go click on the table, the data will be inserted. These are the column names, ID and the name. If you want to add a new column, click on it. All right, so this is basically how you can create a database, create a table, and inside the table you can add the data in it. So there are other operations as well. You can do a search. You want to do a search like where is 1, then you can do a search and it will fetch you the 1. You can write your SQL. We haven't reached to this level where we start writing SQL, but when we reach to this level, we'll be doing select, insert, update, delete, and now using this workbench here. Okay, then you can look at the structure. This is the structure of your table, right? You want to change it, you can even change it. You want to delete it, you can delete it. And then you can assign as a primary key, so it has to be unique. You want the data to be unique, then you can assign one primary key for your table, right? There are a bunch of things to understand about how to create, but this is very the core concept of creating a database, creating a table, and then defining your columns in the table, and then inserting the data into the table. All right, so do this exercise. This is a very important topic. Do this exercise, log in into PhpMyAdmin, create some database, create some table, insert some data, try to delete them, try to edit the column names, try to play around and get used to this PhpMyAdmin. All right, so that's the exercise for you now. Play around with PhpMyAdmin and do this exercise of creating database, table, insert some rows, and do some operations with this dashboard. All right, so that's the lecture on creating database and tables, and I'll see you in the next one.